Good morning. Welcome to the morning forecast discussion for October 20th, 2011. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino, and we have a cold front moving through the northern mid-Atlantic right now at 7:13 a.m. Okay, so how do I know that? Well, look at the temperatures here. We have a warm front, and you can see that with the difference between temperatures over southern Connecticut around 68 and over northwestern Connecticut of 57. That is a 10-degree thermal gradient, rather impressive. And you can also see with the winds from the east and then from the south. That is a carbon textbook description of a warm front. But to the west, we have our cold front. You see temperatures are falling off from the mid to upper 60s into the 50s and 40s. So what can we expect for today? Well, for the most part, first of all, for locations in the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area, your high temperatures are occurring right now. What you have now is pretty much the best conditions as far as temperatures you can expect for today. From here on out, temperatures fall off into the lower to mid 60s. Over the interior, look for temperatures to rebound a little bit into the lower 60s as our cold front clears out and our weather conditions rapidly improve, at least as far as cloud cover. As far as winds, that's a different story. You can see here on this surface map, you see these lines, these pressure lines, they're called isobars. The tighter packed that these isobars are, the stronger the winds, and these isobars are rather packed. And as a result, as this low pressure system slowly lifts northeast towards the St. Lawrence River Valley, which is this valley right here, what's going to happen is that these winds are going to veer off to the west as the cold front moves through, which is right here, and you'll see winds increase anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour at times. It's going to be a rather windy afternoon, and that wind is going to pick up as the atmosphere starts to mix and some of those stronger winds at the mid and upper levels start to mix down to the surface. So watch out for windy conditions this afternoon, especially if you're in urban locations in between tall buildings. Those wind gusts could be enhanced and rather impressive. I just want to show also the temperature and dew points here, because I think it's pretty impressive. We can get it to load. Here we are. Okay, we're ready to load. And you can see where the warm front is, and here's your warm air mass right here. So you can see the warm front, and then you can see the cold front right here, and you can see the dew points and the temperatures dropping off behind this cold front. So we're in this very, very small warm sector here, and that's going to lift to the northeast as this cold front lifts northeast. As far as precipitation is concerned, we do have a few scattered showers lingering over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. The steady rain and the embedded thunderstorms rather impressive over portions of western New York. Heading towards my old college in Oswego, it's going to be a rather interesting morning going to classes up there. But this is all lifting north and away from the northern mid-Atlantic and from the forecast area. And what we can expect is that these showers will linger and remain a threat until about 9:30 a.m. And then thereafter, we're in this area of dry air. And this dry air will not only allow the atmosphere to mix, thus becoming windy, but it also means clouds will clear out and we'll end up with a rather sunny afternoon. Taking a look at the infrared satellite picture, you can see that cold front is approaching and lifting north and east. You see the best lifting is now off to the northeast and off to the north, and that's going to remain to the north and northeast of us. You can see that dry air starting to take shape and take hold. None of this lifting is going to reach us. It's going to lift off in this direction. So we're going to be in this dry slot here and end up with a rather pleasant afternoon if you don't mind it being windy. Hey, get a kite, enjoy the wind. Could be worse, right? Right. Okay, so let's take a look at the model guidance here. And I'm using the European model guidance, which is performing rather well. We're moving on to this evening. You can see our low pressure system lifting off into the St. Lawrence River Valley. Our pressure gradient remains strong, but it will start to slacken off a bit. Notice the dry air at the mid-levels down here. And we have a little bit of moisture at the lower to mid-levels over the northern Atlantic. And that's going to keep cloud cover. But A general rule I like to use when it comes to precipitation and moisture in the mid and the lower levels of the atmosphere is that if it's below 90%, that usually means it's not going to rain. We'll have some cloud cover, but for the most part, there will be no steady rain or widespread rainfall. I can't rule out a rogue isolated shower this evening, but really I stress the word isolated here, especially with all this dry air at the mid levels. Moving on to this weekend, hey, high pressure's in control. It's going to be a wonderful weekend if you have any outdoor plans. Light winds, temperatures seasonable in the upper 50s to mid 60s for highs in the afternoon. And the lows, well, mid 40s in your interior locations up to the lower 50s along the coast. Again, rather pleasant for this time of year and excellent for any outdoor activities like a football game or baseball game or whatever. Moving into early next week, keep an eye on this low pressure system. It's going to be something to keep an eye on. Right now I have scattered showers in the forecast for Monday and Tuesday, but this transfer of energy has me a little bit leery, especially for this low pressure system out here. For right now, again, scattered showers are expected, but if this development happens a little faster, we could be dealing with a much more impressive rainfall threat for Monday night into Tuesday. Just something to keep an eye on and keep in the back of your mind. High pressure returns for Wednesday and Thursday with excellent weather conditions, but a strong cold front is on the way for the end of next week. That is going to be interesting because it's going to lead to a rather interesting pattern change setting up for the eastern United States, and just in time for the winter forecast to be issued on this website. Yes, I know many locations have already issued their winter forecasts, and many locations are probably already having to make major changes to those forecasts. That's why I wait. You have to wait for all the data to come out. Well, that is your morning forecast discussion for October 20th, 2011. Of course, you can follow NYNJPA Weather at nynjpaweather.com and NYNJPA Weather on Twitter and Facebook. Have an excellent day. Goodbye.